Hey, what is up, squad? TITOBODS here, and today we're going to talk about something from what I have asked you before, guys. For those of you guys who have seen my last post asking about what do you think is the next topic that you would like to talk about, or would you like me to talk about on our next video. So this is our first of it. I have chosen one and we're going to talk about it today. Anyway, before we do that, don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends and alliance. And also, if you are new to the channel, you like this kind of content, or you play Age of Empires Mobile, don't forget to give us some love by subscribing, and also don't forget to ring the bell so you will always be notified as soon as we have a new video just for you guys. And before we proceed with our main topic for today, here's a short word from our sponsor for today.
AoEMobile is your go-to digital store for games, gift cards, game points, and top-ups. And with TITOBODS special link, you can get up to 20% cashback on Age of Empires Mobile products, only on the marketplace. AoEMobile, the fastest-growing marketplace for gamers. Ahoo!
Now that we're done with that, this is the request that we're going to talk about for today. So the best F2P or tavern marches. Then even if he is not an F2P, he would like to find it, or he would find it really interesting because he was thinking about doing a second account just for fun. And also, the majority of normal players, or maybe he or she means free-to-play or low spenders, would love it. Hopefully, you guys would do. But I think I find this interesting, to be honest with you, because I only have, I think, one or two marches from the tavern itself that actually makes sense. But what I really want to talk about with you guys, since we are now talking about the tavern, is the heroes that are important in the tavern that could help you out with your free-to-play account or low spenders account or whichever. So going to the tavern, there is only, I think, one hero lineup or two hero lineup that I think is going to be worth your time. First of all, since all the servers tavern right now has Queen Dido available on them, I think the best way to go if you're going for Tavern Heroes are the Marshal Swordsman. So with Toyotomi, Hideyoshi, Oda Nobunaga, and also Queen Dido. So disregarding Ieyasu right now, because Queen Dido honestly is a little bit better when it comes to defense and stats than Tokugawa Ieyasu. So if you're going to do the lineup there, Toyotomi, Hideyoshi, then Queen Dido, and Oda Nobunaga is going to be your go-to. And I will leave a link talking about that lineup because I have already talked about this lineup, and I will leave you the link so that you guys can have a deeper understanding of the lineup and the skills that is available to them. Now, next one I want to talk about is which of this hero is going to be an integral part of a certain lineup. So that's actually the important or one of the best things that I can give my knowledge upon you. What I want you guys to understand is there are certain heroes here that are still used right now. Honestly, by free-to-play players, low spenders, even spenders like me. So right now, let's talk about Guan Yu. So Guan Yu is a very flexible hero when it comes to the seasons. So in season 1, he can be your go-to guy. Although this is not going to be a pure tavern lineup, I will say that still Guan Yu is a tavern hero and you can acquire him from the tavern. So technically, it's a tavern lineup, honestly, in my opinion. You can either go a free-to-play route with Guan Yu, Harold, and Attila. Then, in Season 2, get Lubu, then Guan Yu, and Attila. If you want that lineup, or if you are fond of Lubu and you want to go that route, I also have a video on that. I will also leave a link in the description about that lineup. This is for free-to-play player, low spenders, or maybe spenders, depending on your state in the game. So as I've said, Guan Yu is very useful from Season 1 up to the current season that we have right now. So Season 2, Season 3, same lineup, and then in Season 4 you can go with or switch Guan Yu with Timur, or you have to wait until Season 6 wherein Guan Yu can really be replaced. Although as I've said, Guan Yu is going to be a really useful hero from Season 1 to Season 5, so he is one of the integral part of the Lubu lineup even if you don't have Rani, and he will take you very deep into the game and will give you a lot of value. So I think Guan Yu is one of the best hero in the tavern. And next one is your Hammurabi. Now let's say Hammurabi and Josephine, because both of these heroes can be very useful for free-to-play players. Honestly, Josephine and Hammurabi are both in a lineup for the swords. If you're going to ask me, we have Josephine. Then we have King Derek, which is also free. You don't need to be a tavern hero though. King Derek is absolutely free. Just do your giant sword and you will get him to 5 stars. Especially now that we have multiple giant roar happening in every other week, I think, because within the 1 month, I think this is the third time that we have the Giants Roar event in our server, and I am a free-to-play player there, and I am now maxed out on my King Derek. So we have Josephine easily 3 stars with the help of the battlefield and also Hammurabi. Now the only thing or the only hero that you're going to have a hard time on is Hammurabi, but he is also unlockable via the 7 days login on the first go of the game. So you have Josephine, King Derek, and Hammurabi, and the only thing that you need to build with that free-to-play lineup is a route effect build. So the route effect is going to be very helpful with you guys. So if you want a deep dive into that, I also have already a video on that, and I will leave it all in the description. But you can also use them in Season 1 to Season 5 or Season 6, depending on your needs, because honestly, they are the only siege unit or siege march in the game. They have skills for siege and plunder, which is going to be very, very useful to you guys in the future or in the game. Now, next up is, since we already talked about the martial swords, and sorry about Tokugawa Yasu because he is now going to be replaced by Queen Dido in the lineup. So, Toyotomi, Oda, and Queen Dido, as I've said, is going to be your go-to for the martial swords. Now, Sejong the Great, honestly, in my opinion, is also very useful because he is part or one of the integral part of my martial cabs with LCID. So what my build is on my free-to-play account is an LCID, a Sejong the Great, and also Tariq. So they are really, really tanky. And I already have shorts for that. But I'm going to give you guys a deeper dive into that in the next coming weeks. And Sejong the Great is one of the part of that lineup. Also, Yi Song Yi, or is YSG, as many of us are calling him, is also or can also be part of that lineup via the damage route. Because honestly, if you're going to use him instead of Tariq, I think you're going to have a little bit of rage deficiency because Tariq will give you rage, and together with that will also give you a little bit of damage overall for your troops. But YSG is going to give you pure damage, and then also for his customizable skills. But so honestly, LC kind of need the rage for his skills for him to be more efficient in the fights, especially in PvP. And I think that's why I chose Tariq over Ji Song Yi. And for those of you guys who are going to ask why I chose Sejong the Great versus Bushra, I think because Sejong has way better potential when it comes to the heal and also sustainability. That's really what I think. Because Bushra is a turn-based hero skill, and also her disarm isn't really that great. You really need good RNG with that, and I think Sejong is a little bit stable when it comes to defense. Sejong will be replaced for sure in the future by Robin Hood, but right now I think it's going to be safe to say that Sejong is going to be with my lineup until Season 4, because I think Season 5 is the time that Robin Hood arrives, so Sejong will be safe until that. Now, for Yi Song Yi, if he is in the lineup, I think Season 3 is the time that he will part ways with the group, or if not, Season 4. I think that's about it. Now, with Joan of Arc, right now, honestly, if you're going to build the warrior pikeman, I suggest that you don't invest too much right now in that lineup. So I think Joan of Arc is going to be a huge part or integral part of that also. You can actually go with, you don't really need to get the Leonidas or Richard, honestly. If you can wait, or maybe if you are not using your pikeman as your main and you want them to be secondary, I think you don't need new heroes for this lineup. You can just wait it out and go for Joan, then Darius maybe, and then get another one with the pikeman maybe here, and then just use them as your secondary, tertiary, or whatever. And Joan can be useful with that. Now, if you're going to get Richard, so Richard, then make sure that you get Freddy if you're going to main the pikeman, because Freddy is really, really important in the lineup, especially with Cyrus. So in the future, you must have Cyrus, Freddy, and Mansa Musa, because that is the meta right now. And honestly, you're going to go through that. And if you are a pikeman main, you're going to have to wait on Cyrus, because it's really, really it's really, really good. That lineup is really, really good. But in Season 1, you can use maybe 1 to 3 stars Richard, then Freddy, and then Joan, and then wait it out until you can get to Mansa Musa. Or you can unlock other pikemen like Boudica, and maybe upgrade to 1 star and 3 stars. So I think Joan is going to be replaced by season 2 if you're going for the Boudica route. But still, honestly, the best march for the Warrior Pikeman still for me is Cyrus, Freddy, and Mansa. If you are interested on that lineup, I will leave also a link for that one. Now, for Yusun Shin, or YSS as I want to call him. So he is an integral part also of a lineup. So that lineup is, of course, Suleiman's lineup. Most of the game, most of the players are not are not interested with Suleiman. But honestly, he is one of the most underrated heroes in the game, because unless you are going to invest on him or YSS here, I think you're going to have a hard time appreciating the hero. That is also one of the lineup that I want to tackle or talk about maybe next time. So let's save up talking about mostly the skills or what to do with Yusun Shin. But honestly, if you have a Suleiman lineup, Yusun Shin is one of the integral part of that. So he is way better than Shondok, honestly, in my opinion. And now talking about Cleo. So Cleo is a farmer hero for sure, yes, 100%. But he is also an integral part of a certain lineup with Hannibal. Hannibal, Justinian, and Cleo is one of the part of this one. And actually, you can get Justinian and Mightiest Governor event even without winning the top 10. You can actually get him, I think, in the lower rankings. So honestly, you can unlock Justinian, and then you can also unlock Hannibal because he is also part of the Advent Wheel. So if you're going to go that route, honestly, what you want to do is to get your Hannibal, Justinian, and then Cleo. And if you are a free-to-play or low spenders, maybe you are you want to get Ashoka if you can. But if you can't, so Cleo is your next go-to. And if you want to main that lineup, you just need to wait in the future for the availability of Ashoka again, and then you must save up for the MGE, because Ashoka still is going to be an MGE hero in the future. Also, one thing that I think I forgot is that Josephine can be also an integral part of the Archer lineup. So if you're going for a Mulan lineup, so you in the current meta, for sure in Season 1, what will happen is that you will have your Mulan, then Rani, and Attila. But when it comes to Season 2, when Lubu hits, for sure, most players are going to switch or shift from Mulan to Lubu. So the only hero that they're going to change is Mulan. So they're going to substitute Mulan for Lubu, and Lubu will take over on that lineup. So Mulan is going to be a solo hero. So the only heroes that you can actually give your Mulan in Season 2 is Mulan, Josephine, and Bellevue. So there's no other hero that you want to be there. Even though let's say Derek is an archer hero, I think Josephine still is best for that lineup. So you can do 2 lineups then, Lubu, Rani, and Attila maybe. And then if you're going for that route, what will happen is that your Mulan is going to be solo. So you must get Bellevue and then use Josephine in that lineup for Mulan to be useful in Season 2. But if you, for example, skip on Mulan and you don't want the archers, then Josephine is going to be with your swords lineup. But honestly, if you're going for a lineup with the archers, I think Josephine is going to be your hero of choice with Bellevue and Mulan if you also have a Lubu, because that's the only reasonable hero that is available, especially in Season 2. Now, in Season 3, I think, or Season 4, when Mehmed arrives, or I think it's Season 4, when Mehmed arrives, Josephine is going to be replaced by Mehmed 100%. So I think until then, Josephine is going to be very viable. So I suggest you don't waste your time on your epic heroes. They are just going to be the fillers. You don't really want to invest on them. Just invest on the heroes that you are going to use as your main. So I think that's about it. But honestly, 100% squad, that the Tavern Heroes are going to be really hard to upgrade when it comes to their stars, because there are a lot of heroes in here, but you only have a few hero arrival tokens or tickets. So I think that's about it. If you have, or if you want me to talk deeper about some heroes available here, or just leave your question in the comments and let's talk about it. And now the question is for you guys. What do you think about the Tavern Heroes? Are you still using one of the Tavern Heroes at least? If you are, or if you have other opinion or options or suggestions or recommendations for the heroes in the tavern, kindly leave them all down in the comments, and for sure we're going to talk about it. Anyway guys, I think that's about it for today. Hopefully I have imparted some of my knowledge with you guys, especially those of our friends who are new to the game, then who are also a free-to-play player, low spenders who are just starting, I think hopefully this video could help you guys out with your decisions, especially in the tavern, or if you're using a Tavern Hero. Thank you for watching the video, squad, and as always, have a great day to everyone. This is your TITOBODS, and I will see you in the next one.